Yo, we up? Look like it's doing good now. They got this light thing working. It was good with family. Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for that 2 minute mark. I hope y'all day was good, cause playtime done. Playtime done. Oh, this man. All right, y'all. We got 1 minute left. Where's that water over there? Yeah. One last time, you know, we didn't get sidetracked, but we was talking about different things real quick. But now we're gonna get back to the nitty and gritty because I don't want us to lose focus on what we initially was doing anyway in our development. So let's not stray from that. As you can see, the title is called Immature Adults and Bitter and Spiteful Parents. All right, so all right, 2 minute. Let's get this shit on the road. All right. Welcome to Strictly Explicit Truth, where we tell you the truth. I am your host, always, Shifu Drew. All right. So the title is Immature Adults, Spiteful, and Bitter Parents. Why did I choose to talk about that? Like, why did I do that? Right? Why did I feel the need to bring that up out of everything else we could have spoken about? Why that? Well, because adults are not acting like adults. And when I use the word acting, I'm not using it in the sense of pretend. I mean actually being adults. I do not know if anyone on this planet was taught on how to be an adult or what an adult is, other than working. So when you talk about adults, what are you really talking about? We already know what we're dealing with immature. We're dealing with an immature, not in the sense of a behavior, but immature in the sense of they will not mentally grow up at all. So we're dealing with an immature adult. What is an immature adult? An immature adult is a person, man or woman, who refuses, for simple terms, let me make it easy for y'all, who refuses to grow up. What is an immature adult? A person, a man or a woman, who refuses to advance their mental to something that is not a child. Responsibility does not always mean work. Responsibility doesn't mean work. Work means you're getting paid for it. Responsibility to yourself, responsibility to your family, responsibility on the next steps that you should take. That right there, when you're dealing with that, you have no room for immaturity. There's just no room for it because when you are a child, That is when you do the childish things. But when you reach an adult age, and when you reach an adult mind, you have to say, well, now that way of thinking can no longer be, unless you are playing with your children. But you are not a child. And even when you're playing with children, you know in your adult mind that this is something you're doing for the children to have their enjoyment and it's enjoying for you. But when we are talking about an immature adult, we are talking about adult plain and simple that just refuses all of those things I just mentioned. And they do it mentally first. You know what? We're going to look up immature. We just going to do that for you right now. We ain't even going to play games right now. We just going to go on here and we just going to look it up. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Having or showing an emotional or intellectual development appropriate to someone younger. Having or showing an emotional or intellectual development appropriate to someone younger. His immature sense of humor, her immature sense of humor. They are being immature. What did you eat for breakfast? I had scrambled eggs, toast, and orange juice. What did you have? I had Lucky Charms. That's very mature. You see where I'm going with it? Just to give you certain examples. So, there are adults out here who are in who are in their 30s, say 30, who are in their 40s, shit, maybe even in their 60s, and they walking around sagging their pants. There are grown men, adults out here sagging their pants. Then they're blasting the young music. There's only one thing you could be looking for at that. Because remember, your mind is immature. Your mind, you didn't allow your mind to fully develop into something mature. So now you are immature now. And your mindset now is like that of a younger person. So what do? You dress younger. You want to have a fly vehicle so you could be around young people. You're around young people. You want to do young things again. You want to feel young again because you didn't allow yourself to fully develop appropriately. So what does that leave? There now you have two different people in front of you. And as I said, I purposely come around people and I just let them this is what is mature is. If I am speaking and while I am speaking, you interrupt and jump in and say your own comment, that is not mature. That is rude. That means you really don't care anything about what I'm saying. And if that is the case, then why be around me? Why be around anyone if you have that immature response? If I am speaking, if you don't care about what I am saying, you can just stop me and say, look, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Rather just move on. People having a tendency, and I'm not sidetracking, people having a tendency to feel like whatever they're going through and their issues that they go through, they're the only ones that go through it. So right now, that they're the most important because they're the only ones who go through that. But that is not the case. Everyone goes through things. And what I've learned, you see, I have children, yo. So now the way certain people act, you know what I'm saying, especially if they don't have kids, like that kind of behavior, like that's non-existent to me. Like to me, it's cool. You just having a tantrum and you venting, whatever. I have children now that they have to go through their development and process. They have to allow them to be children. I have to allow them to grow up. At this age that they are, they're supposed to be immature because they're younger. But as they grow, each time they grow, they lose that immaturity and they get the matureness that they need to fully develop. Grown men, on the other hand, if you, I don't care if you're intellectual, okay? I don't care if you're a black activist, okay? I don't care if you're a police officer. I don't care if you're a regular Joe on the street. Men, period, we have this fucking issue. I don't. I am this. Y'all have this thing. You feel because you talk the loudest, or you interrupt the most, or you're talking the most, that you are the know it all, and you are the best of all, and you are the strongest of all, and the scariest of all. When that is not the case, what I do, and what I do very well, I let you say whatever you want to say. I'm not jumping in. If that's how you feel, go ahead. But do not feel the need to think that as you're talking loud, that someone is dumb or you're smarter or they fear you, because that is not the case. You are sadly mistaken. This is a growing issue with men. We don't respect one another. You pretend you do. If I'm speaking to you, right? If I'm saying something and this is your response, it's like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta respect that. I mean, if that's what you're saying you're gonna do, I gotta respect that. You see that shit right there? You don't respect me. That's disrespectful. And if you know you're gonna be like that, it is more respectful for you to remove yourself around me. We don't have to do this interaction. We don't have to be around each other. Because if you're doing that, I'm telling you right now, it's it's fucked up. It's rude. You know you're not feeling what I'm saying, so just remove yourself. You know you're never not gonna feel what I'm saying, so just remove yourself. Don't be on some, well, look, I was over there and that shit worked for me. I don't know what other people saying, but see that, don't do that. Don't speak like that. Just remove yourself. That is immature. That's not mature. That is not the mature thing to do, to just you say it in a way as you're being dismissive from the subject, but you playing me at the same time. That's immature. Remember, we're dealing with immature adults. I didn't get to the parenting yet. Wait. Another thing we do as men, we sitting and we talking, whatever, and then when you go back inside, you're saying something fucked up about each other. Why are you do? If that, listen again, and I'm going to be clear. I want to be clear. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Whatever I'm going to say in this house, I'm going to say it to you. First of all, if I'm going to say that type of shit, it makes no sense for me to talk to you. So know this, whoever is cool with me, know this. I am not in the house talking bad about you. You know why? You know why? Because the same fucking thing I go through, you go through. So what makes me better than you? That is a immature behavior in an adult that we shouldn't express. In the state of denial, we realize that we tend to erase the very faults that is within us because we allow the lower self to arise versus the higher self. So what do we do in that process? In that process, what we do is pause ourselves because we know there's an immature response, an immature action, or immature behavior that is going to arise. So what do? You know that you are the immature one. How do I know if I'm the immature one? See, that is an immature question to ask. You already know you're being immature from the things that you're doing. You choose not to acknowledge it because you want to be a victim. Now, here's the flip side to that shit. Some of them know how to play victim very well. So when they come around you, they can orchestrate things to make it seem as you are attacking them versus them attacking you. Okay? Now, that is immature. If everything I just said right now you didn't get it, then there's no way you're going to possibly get it. Roll with me. What we also do as men is we do not encourage each other's ideas. What we do is we hear each other's ideas, and this is what happens. I'll give you an example. Yo, I'm trying to listen. I think I'm trying to start a bus company and shit. Yeah, that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? But you walk up in there and they're gonna tell you this. You know what I'm saying? And that shit gonna fuck you up, and then you gotta worry about that. Why are you downplaying it? Why couldn't your response be, you know something? I may not be in the ability to financially support you, but I emotionally and verbally, you know what I'm saying, support you. And I think that shit is good, and you need to go ahead and keep doing that shit. I feel that shit. No. The ultimate response is, yeah, but then you might have to go over here deal with this, and then transportation people might have, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't got the best record anyway. It's like, what the fuck is that about? That's where we at now. So they're gonna be people. Hold on. Let me cause I hear my echo over there. Yeah. So what we do now at this point, after I said all of that, what you start to do is you start to chip away on the blocks, and you start to acknowledge the people around you who do this. This is an immature behavior. What you do is immature behavior. Before you dismiss it, you must check it. You must tell those people, yo, this is what you're doing. That's not what an adult does. That's not what a man does. We don't have to go through this man lesson again. I did a show on that already. Please, if you don't know, go. But this is what happens. We have to check, yo, what you're doing right now. That's not what we do. That's not what we do, G. We ain't rolling like that, G. You check them. After you check them, they acknowledge it. A lot of times people don't even know. Listen, a lot of times people in that action, they do not know they're being immature. So when you stop them and you tell them, they be, oh shit, the good ones, they're like, oh shit, you know what, you right. And if they ain't feeling it, after you explained it to them, then you can dismiss them. But you always check it first. You never dismiss nobody without you letting them know exactly what they did. You must let them know what they did, who they are. Another thing we like to do, we are, let me not use that word yet because that's for the other half. We are very deliberate. I'll give you the simplest disrespect. We drive in, right? We drive in. I'm just giving an example. Please do not say, oh, that's every driving thing and da. No, it shouldn't be every drive. It shouldn't be. But listen, this is where consideration and deliberateness comes into play. If I am driving and you see I am trying to move over by my signal, you know the exit is there, you see my signal. Why would you deliberately stop me from getting over, knowing that you're not taking the exit, but for some reason in your mind is set on stopping someone from getting to where they go before you? That is immature. Is your house on wheels? Is the building that you're getting to going to roll off, that you need to drive or stop somebody from getting to where they need to be because your destination is more important than everybody else's that is leaving at 8 a.m., 7 a.m., and 9 a.m. in the morning? It is not. 10 times out of 10, I'm sure the same place you're going is the same place all these other fucking cars is going to work. So it's not going to kill you to allow somebody to get in the lane that they need to be in. This is immaturity. That was the simple example. Here's another thing I don't like. Out here, you hold the door for someone. When you hold the door for someone or they hold the door for you, I have said thank you. The response is, mm-hmm. I'm going to say it again. You hold the door for me. I walk in. Thank you. Mm-hmm. That is rude. I'm sorry. That is rude. It's going to kill you to say you welcome. What fraction of a second did you lose by saying, mm-hmm? What it killed you to just say, you welcome? Because maintaining your humanity is going to kill you that much that you can't even bear to say the words, you welcome. No, but you gave an immature response to a positive response. Thank you. I'm thanking you for having the door open for me because you didn't have to do that. That's what thank yous mean. When you are out there in the street, those random thank yous mean that. They mean just that. Thank you. You didn't have to do this, but you did it anyway. So thank you. That's what thank yous mean outside of your home. But again, if you were mature, you would know, and fully developed, you would know. Boy, I'm getting deep. I messed you up. I messed you up with that hip hop shit. I did. I fucked you up with that hip hop and brought you right back to the maze. So, now, as an adult, your job is to not carry on in an immature sense. You must realize that the reality that you are living in, it needs you to have more of a common sense and be more mature so you that can see the things that you're going to be faced with ahead down the road. But you have some that purposeful and deliberately want to stay locked in and tied down to this sit here that they will tap in to only the human experience because they are inside of their animalistic side of their brain, which causes them to be immature. You see your little rappers wilding out and doing shit. That's not mature. Mind you, these little dudes, they ain't babies, man. They may be young, but they're not teens. They're in their 20s. Doing immature shit. You got some teens out here that's more mature than adults. How do you feel about yourself? I purposely go outside and I go around people and I act and speak as I don't know more than them. Why? That's called whatever you know. Chances are I probably know because I've read on it or tapped into it some kind of way. But I am not going to jump in and force feed you my opinion and stop your knowledge. That would be an immature thing to do because that's like I only want you to think how I think and see how I see things. No, I'm interested on how you think. I'm interested on your perspective. At the same time, though, if you have ulterior motive or cruel intentions, then I'm just playing the dumb role to see how dumb you are. Then I'm not being immature. I'm being mature. He who knows and acts like he knows is a fool. But he who knows and acts like he doesn't know is wise. This guy. So, another thing we do, I just can't stand that. I hate that. Just say you welcome. Like, just, damn. Man, just say you welcome. Yo, you welcome, yo, you got this. Damn, all that. What is it like? Just say you're welcome. You the one that held the door. If you didn't want to hold the door, then just let the shit hit me. What the fuck? I hate that shit. Damn. Another thing we do is that we don't take time to hear each other out. We always want to rush and get our point across and get our point across and get our point across. And at the end of it, we don't because we're talking over each other. We all have something important to say. Just go ahead and say it. I I am a suspect of that. I have done that but I have learned to just, you know what? Just go ahead, man. Because sometimes I'm just excited about getting information out, but then I have to stop myself because you have something to say too. You have an experience too. Why am I stopping you or talking over you because I want to be heard more than the other person? We have to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. What you say is just as much as important as what the next person has to say. This immature behavior of, well, let me say this for, let me get it out. I'm gonna be the loudest one so everybody can hear me. And then you only want to be the loudest one. And then you know what happens when the loudest one talks? After he talks, everyone is quiet now because you just fucked up the mood. You fucked up the vibe. That's what you want to be known as, the vibe killer. No, give each other enough space and room to grow their information out. What you're telling me is important. So I want to hear that. I want to sit down and chew on that shit. But if I'm talking over you, because I feel as though I'm more man than the other man, that is an immature behavior. So we have to stop that. Being mature doesn't mean you're acting like an old person. Being mature means that you respect yourself. You got out of that stage of being a child. You know how to maneuver now as an adult. You know how to take times and let things grow inside of you. You know how to analyze better. You know how to conversate better. Okay? And also, you have a certain behavior when you're mature. But when you're immature, and like I said, a lot of these old fucking fools out here, they out here sagging their pants, you know what I'm saying? Listening to young music and shit, acting young. Man, shut the fuck up, nigga. You see that dude out there? Slap him, yo. Slap him and put him in a wheelchair. That dude right there, like, you're a weirdo, yo. We don't need weirdos. And I did my show on the weirdo shit already. Y'all want me to go back on that? Let me know. Let me know. Put it on there. I'll go back on that shit and I'll go in. But we have to stop doing that. You are not a child. You had your moment. If if you was in school and you ain't making that happen, too bad. Move on. Let these kids be kids. And another thing, do not force these kids to be mature than what they need to be. If they're young, let them be young. They're supposed to be immature when they're young. They grow. You fall, you bump, you hurt yourself. You know, next time, don't do that same shit again, or you're going to bump your head again. They're supposed to learn that. When we strip an experience away from them, we are also being immature. We have to stop that. Let this be a lesson, okay? Let me tell y'all something and put this in your pipe and smoke it, yes? Let this be a lesson. What you do reflects on those children. Again, what you do reflects on their children. If you're not a parent, you have nieces and nephews that probably favor you more than their parents. They like to be around you more than their parents. I mean, that's all, you know, cousins. Cousins is close like brothers. So you know what it is. Friends are close like cousins. It it is what it is. But if you know that you are an influence to a child, whatever you do, remember that shit. No matter what you do, you can cuss a female out. There's a child out there that saw you do that shit. And in their mind, they're going to think that's right. And vice versa. You're acting like a damn idiot. There's a child out there watching that shit. So let's get to the next part. Immature adults. What was it? Immature adults, spiteful, and bitter parents. Now, As adults, you made the mature decision to get together. Am I correct? Can somebody just please make me happy and give me a yes or a no? I don't care who it is. But as adults, you've made a mature decision on sleeping with each other. Yes or no? Come on, y'all. Yes or no? You know what? As adults, you made the mature decision to lay with each other. Thank you. You made the mature decision to stay with each other. Yes. Yes. You made the mature decision to have a child. Yes. I'll start from the beginning. As adults, you made the mature decision to lay with each other. You made the mature decision to stay with each other, meaning live with each other. You made the mature decision to start a family. Yes. So why? When you feel the need like you're done with the relationship, you must use the children to get back at the parent. I'm about to start some shit right now. You better share this shit with somebody you know going through this shit that I'm about to go the fuck into. Because this shit gotta stop. And you bring these children into the frustration and hatred and anger that you have for that man and woman that you no longer want to be with. For the men, y'all are some fucking bitches. Y'all act like some fucking girls. And I'm gonna just say it. Since when y'all dudes sending women to court? Oh, check, son, it go good. Y'all dudes, you better share this shit. Y'all dudes sending girls to court. You purposely taking jobs where you get less bread so they could pay you child support. What type of bitch shit is that? You know how many men doing this? Yes, it's shocking to me. You know why? Because to me, I'm not raised in that type of family. Yo, you know what type of friend? Yo, you want to go by your father? Go by your father. Yo, you want to go by your mom? Go by your mom. You want to go by grandma? Go by grandma. There is no limit on what family member I can go to because they not going to say no to the children. First of all, what me and you had, whatever beef me and you had, that has nothing to do with the children. And I should not be coming to the children and making the children an enemy of the parent. What the fuck are you doing? Huh? Huh? Somebody need, yo, if y'all got some real homies, one of them need to slap you. If y'all got real friends out there, some of them need to slap you. Because you know I'm talking about you, and you know you do it. Since when a man sends a woman for child support? You bitch, you supposed to be the provider. You lay there and you ejaculated into her and conceived the child. Don't give me no bullshit about, yes, she said they had the baby though. Son, you know how stupid you sound, son? I'm hearing dudes bashing their baby moms because they got to pay child support. Half of them put their own self on child support. You see these dumb niggas? You put yourself on child support. You sit there and then you blame her for doing it. Hold on, I'm not done yet. So now, as a man, you take a job of less money on purpose so you can get child support from a woman. And then you try or you try to get the children to hate on the mother. That is very bitter and spiteful, you know. There is nothing about you men that makes you a man or a father for doing that. In fact, you shouldn't be a father at all. You want me to say it again? You shouldn't be a father at all. Because since when the children have to pay for what we did? When? I saved up, man. I took 30 minutes before I got to this part. I took 30 minutes before I got to this half because that is bullshit. You're a grown man who made a mature decision to be with a woman and have a child, and you was a providing. And then most of y'all providers purposely do this shit because you want to look like the victim. First of all, as a man, you will never be the victim. Pull your fucking pants up, man. Pull your pants up, lace up them goddamn boots, take your ass out there and make something. Your job is supposed to be a provider, protector. And you need to insist. You need to insist and enforce what goes on in that household because the mother is home. What you do, though? What you do? I'm going to make an enemy out of the woman. I'm going to get her own children to go against her. I'm going to make the kids feel like they shouldn't be around their own mother, the person who pushed them out. Bitch, you didn't push them out. And I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going through that goddamn pain. I'm not doing that shit. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? All y'all do is sit up there every day and your main focus is to destroy the mother of the child. I'm not done. And then once you do that, you're not done because you want to use the children to do it. Let me explain to your dumbass what happens. Because well, let me guess. You think other people haven't been through what you're putting them children through? Well, let me give you something. Let me give you something to think about. Let me show you what happens when you do that. When you do that, it doesn't matter who you tell the child to hate. When they reach of a certain age, and it doesn't matter what age they are, whether they're well into their adult age or whether they're old enough to understand things, it doesn't matter what age, but when they kick in, they're mad at both of the parents. Both. And you don't want to know what they do to the person who initiated it. They not even fucking with you. If you think for 1 minute, any of you fathers who are doing that right now to these children to hate them, I'm telling you right now, what's going to happen? When they realize you're the one causing the damage, the children will not fuck with you. Ever. Ever. So if you think it ain't going to just watch. Ask other people. And if you think it's not going to happen, just watch. Watch. It will happen. It will happen because the children are never supposed to pay for their parents' faults. Never. They're children. And I shouldn't use the child to get back at the mother. Put a pin in that. Let's go to the mother. Then you have women out there who are doing the same thing. You sitting there and you getting pregnant from all these different dudes, and you don't even know who the baby father is. Please do not sit up there and act like this is something new. And don't act like this shit still ain't happening. This is immature. This is irresponsible. This is tasteless. This is nasty. This is fucked up. Because you choosing to lay with anything. In the midst of those anything, you might find a couple bros in there who actually want to be with their child. What you do? Court. Let me tell y'all what happens when you take a person to court for child support. Let me tell you what happens. What you're doing is you're telling the judge, okay? Let me explain to you what happens. You're going to the thing falling. You're going to a court, looking at a stranger, telling a stranger, I don't know how to be a parent. Can you be the parent for me? That's what you're telling the judge. I don't know how to be a parent. Can you do it for me? How do I know this? Because I was in the goddamn courtroom hearing him say that to two people. The judge said it to two people. He said, this is what happens. This is what you do when you come to a judge for child support stuff. You're telling the judge that I am not a good parent. Neither one of us are a good parent. So can you be the parent for us? In return, me as the judge has to sit there and decide out of these two people, which parent should be the parent for the child. That's what you're doing. If you don't know that, then you know now. So next time you go to court, know that it's not child support you're only going for. You're telling the judge that you or the father are not good parents. And you're looking for that judge to be the parent. Dummy. Then what you do next? If he cheats on you, then you don't allow him to see the child. Let me tell you something. Whatever he has done, he did not do it to the child. If a man wants to be a father to the children, allow that man to do so, especially if he is providing for the child. Allow him to do so. Your anger, your bitterness is not going to change. But what can change is the influence in the child's life if you allow it. But if you sit there and continue to be spiteful and use the child to hurt the father, then it's going to be the same result. When the children grow up and realize who was the real cause of it, then they're arguing with you. Then they're disagreeing with you. Why are we pulling these kids into issues and problems that they have nothing to do with? Another thing, if we decide to split up, okay, then that anger should only last for a bit. That is it. You know why? Because the children do not need to see that. They do not need to know that until they reach an adulthood. We have to make sure that their best interest is at heart. Their best interest. It's not about us anymore. Once a child is born, understand this, overstand it. It ain't about you no more. It will never be about you, ever, because the child is here. It is always about them. Even in their adult age, it is always about them. And then after that, you still can't worry about yourself. You know why? Because they have kids. So then your grandparents. So then you still have to make sure it's about these children. If you allow one of your faults to attach to these children, nothing but denials and judgments will be placed on them. And I told you about the will and spirit and how they beefing. When you allow yourself to beef with yourself, you're gonna remember the word misery loves company. You're gonna try to make everybody miserable as possible. But in this case, in the parents' case, you're using the children. Stop being fucked up. If we're done, we're done. Why are you using the child? I just, hold on. I just have a problem with grown ass men taking women to court and say, like, that shit is fucking bizarre to me, man. That shit is bizarre to me. What type of man are you? What type of man are you? Well, I'm not working. I have this type of job. You bitch. That's some bitch ass shit. You purposely got a job that pays you less so a woman could pay you child support. Yo, I'm telling you right now, you are what they call worthless. You know the term worthless? It means a worthless man. You're worthless. You should have been proud. You should be happy to know that someone even allowed to lay with you and even had a child. To give you a child is a blessing. And then to spit on that, and when you spit on that, you spit on the children as well. So if you think you really care about the children, you not. You just fucking them up more. That is also child abuse. So you're abusing them mentally by making them hate the other parent. That is abuse. You better be careful they don't grow up and whoop your ass. I'm serious. And child be, hey dad, remember that shit when you told my mom? Come here. I'm just saying, you never know. That shit is crazy. Dudes, grown men. Grown men is like, nah, man, she got to pay me child support. I ain't working. What I'm going to do, I ain't working. And they stay with me. What kind of dumbass judge sees a man who's not working like that, and then you give the child to them? So how the fuck how in your eyes, judge parent, how do you see him providing for the child with no income coming in? And he ain't on welfare? You bugging. This is bugged out. There is so much role reversal. Fuck that. I'm saying it. It's so much role reversal. Now, gotta stop saying shit like, I could do what a man do, I could do what a woman do. Do what? What? I've been rattling in my brain. I could do that like a man. Do what? Pick up a hammer. So that's not a man thing. Any fucking person should be able to do that. Just because they allowed only men to do construction means that, that's a man thing? No, it's not. I've seen women build stuff. What the fuck is that? I can do stuff men do. What is men doing that you can't do? Stop falling for these fucking bullshit ass messages that they sending you out there, making it seem like, oh, they just created women yesterday. Look at what they can do. What? Oh, we have a man right here that look what he just discovered. What? People discover shit every fucking day. What are you talking about? I was just walking in the street and I discovered a fucking damn French coin. Look, I discovered that. It's discoveries every fucking day by everybody, by children, by animals. Are we going to advertise animals? Look what this animal did. Like, damn, yo, like, stop falling for the things you see on TV, yo. Stop falling for that. Women have always been around. Hatshepsut, the first female pharaoh. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? And then they're literally on talk. I'm doing an assignment in school and I'm reading one of the students, they're going on there and there's like, and especially now with a lot of female feature films and stuff. Now with a lot of female, shorty, I grew up in the 80s. What are you talking? Mad females did films, yo. What are you talking about? This idea that they're putting in our heads to continue to keep us separated, that bullshit has to stop. And when I mean it has to stop, y'all have to stop feeding into it. Stop. That's what I mean. Stop feeding into that shit. You're outside every day. Where you see the bullshit that they tell you on social media and on TV, when you step outside, where's that shit you're seeing? Where is that type of behavior you're seeing? Where is that shit? Please, somebody show me. I don't even hear people are, it's 2021 and you can't talk to women like that. I don't even hear those arguments. I'll be surprised when I see these little, when you go on YouTube, you see these little funny Karen videos. I'm like, where the fuck do they be having people act like this from? Because I have not seen that since this pandemic. I have not seen that shit. Where the fuck are y'all going? Are you telling people to act like this? Stop feeding into that shit. Because again, when you feed into that shit, you allow yourself to have an immature behavior, an immature reaction, an immature response. What the fuck is that? Well, this woman, she can flip so high and, this has just been done. No, it has not. Oh my gosh. God damn. This separation. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now. If no one has told you, I'm going to tell you. Whether if you're an adult or whether you're a young adult, whatever you want to do right now, do that shit. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Do it. Do not allow nobody to implement something in your mind that tells you, because you're a woman and you have breasts, you cannot do this. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Just stop with that shit. Or because you're a man and you have genitals, here's another thing. Stop saying you don't like labels when you give yourself labels. Stop saying my name is Jessie, she, her. That's a label. And second of all, you just called yourself a female 3 times. I am Roger, he, him. That is also a label. If you gave yourself a name, it is a label. When you put a label on something, it has a name. Look, look, look. See this label? Wow. The label is the name. So if you don't want labels and you want someone just some advice and you want someone to look at you as a person, how about they call you by your fucking name? I'm in an interview before. I'm in an interview and he's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "My name is Andrew." He was like, "Well, what pronoun do you want to be called? He, him, Andrew, he, him." I'm like, dude, I'm from the old school. Like, yo, my name is Andrew. I don't know all it about that. That's too many. And I think at that time I did say, I was like, aren't I calling myself a guy 3 times? Andrew, he, and him. What's it do? Andrew, he, him, and them. What the fuck is about? What the fuck is that? Stop that shit. If you are so when you do that, here's what happens. When you do, I'm Andrew, he, him, and this, he, you just told yourself you're confused. I'm sorry to tell you. If you want to get mad, get mad. But you just confused your own self because you didn't decide on what to be. First, you're this, then you're that, then you wake up feeling this, you wake up feeling that. I'm sorry, that is the main definition of confusion. So if your will and your spirit is confused and they are not beefing, excuse me, if they beefing and they not feeling each other's vibe, there's a lot of things in here and in here that will manifest and cause you to be confused. I am not talking about your sexual preference. That's not what I'm talking about. Now I'm talking about mentally. There's a lot of things that will cause you to be confused. First, you're standing over there. Then you standing over here. Then you walking back there. Then you go in there. Then you was about to do this, and then you end up thinking about this and that because you just fucked your own self up. You got to stop this shit, man. Y'all parents are destroying these kids with what you're doing in front of them. Stop. Then you cause the problem and then you argue in front of them. In front of them, you argue, right? And then what happens when you argue in front of them? You belittle the other parent in front of the child. Now, when the child is around the parent by themselves, the child might say something smart and sarcastic because mommy said it to you or daddy said it to you. So I could say it. Why are you doing that? You're destroying the very family that you agreed as a mature adult to have. Jeez. Man, yo, y'all dudes, man, and the way we interact with each other, I'm serious, y'all. If I'm having a conversation, if I'm saying something, you're interrupting me in the process. I didn't even finish get my sentence out. I'm sitting here telling you something. You're like, yeah, because you know. At that point, we have no you really have no respect for what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And if that was the case, why did you allow me to be around your presence? Or why did you come around my presence? You need to start being honest with yourself because at the end of the day, y'all, I'm good. Yo, I don't got to be around nothing or nobody. Just give me my land and I good. And I'm good and I'm very content. When I need to be around people, I am. But other than that, my solitude is the best thing because I know myself. I know that that's how I am because I build myself more. I'm mastering myself more when I have my solitude, when I have my peace. I can go ahead, I can analyze things I fucked up on, and then I can go back on. This idea of always talking over someone or talking loud or feeling like you know more than them, that's not doing anything but causing you hurt. It's not causing me hurt. It's not causing them hurt. It's causing you hurt within your mindset. Now you start having this fucking this juggling battle with your mind. You got mature and immaturity. You got the lower self and the higher self. Everybody is fussing and fighting. Everybody is fussing and fighting because you didn't take the time to separate that. Remember, immaturity needs to go down. Maturity needs to come up. This still goes back to high and low, yin and yang. What is not good for you, you must store it away. Because there's things that's made for the battlefield and there's weapons that there's not made for the battle. You're not going to go in the battlefield with a pencil. You're not going to come into the classroom with a gun. Shouldn't have used that example. But you know what I'm saying. You have to be able to tell yourself that this right here is where the problem lies. And this is the fault that people have with me. And in order for me to not be like this, I have to put this shit in check because I am acting like a child. I am acting like a fool. And everyone around me is noticing it but myself. No one wants to do that. And then what you got at the end of the road, there's you, right? And just you. Because everyone decided to separate themselves from you. Who the hell wants to be around that energy? It's the same thing with the parents. When you do that to each other using the children then are over here. And they're not over here in a bad sense, but they're over here in the sense of, I can't fuck with you. You're the problem. You were the problem. You started this. So now I can't be around you. And then what happens? Now you're calling the other parent to patch things over. And what did the other parent do? They go ahead and patch it up because they wasn't bitter like you in the first place. But you chose to bring that energy. You chose for those children to hate their mother, to hate their father so much. You even wanted child support for it. You know what kills me? Parents who make money wanting child support. Yo, y'all are bugging out here. The things that you do, the shit that you come up with just to be wicked, yo. If you can sit there and be that crafty and being wicked, then you should be just as crafty at being a good parent. That wickedness and the time you spend on being wickedness, you can invest that time and shit on putting into the child and actually helping them make something of themselves. But what you rather do is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be spiteful and deliberate. Nah, you know what? You know, your dad work here and here. So I'm about to go to the court and get this and this because he make like, let me see, he make like 2,500. So I know I'm going to have this, that, and that. And then I'm going to go there and there. Or then the dude would be like, nah, she work at this job right here. She work a government job. So I'm going to do, her check is like 35, 33, 32 or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give me a job at like fucking Target or something. And then I'm gonna have her give me the like. You are nuts. You nuts. You think I don't know that's how y'all be doing that shit? That shit is bugged out. You gotta stop that shit. And then at the same time, the child is getting hurt because nowhere in this wicked plots and scheme are you thinking about the child, or are you saying, how is my child going to look at me if I see this? Then you want to give them this image of you as a parent, like you good, like you're a good parent. Every child is going to look at you like that. They're going to look at you like because you're their parent. But the truth is, you're not. And you need to tell them that. You know what I tell my kids? Let me tell you, dumbasses. You know what I always tell my daughters? I'm like, let me tell you something. Don't ever be like me. You be better than me. You understand? Don't say I'm going to be like mommy and dad. You're going to be better than us. You know why? Because you have goals and aspirations. You have talents in you that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to pull things out of you, you know what I'm saying, that I wasn't able to. The beautiful thing about my daughters, they all have their own personality. So they know exactly how they are. They exactly know what they want to do and who they're going to be. I couldn't be happier or prouder than that. Anybody would. And to fucking sabotage that and use them to go against their mother, how would that make me look? Just think about that. All of that hard work, all of that dedication, all of that love and care, I just threw that shit right out the fucking window just because I wanted to be spiteful and bitter. You know why they use the word bitter? because it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. So when you're being bitter, I'm sure y'all men breath stinking, you know. I'm sure when you're being bitter, your breath stinking to Ross. That shit is crazy, man. That shit is crazy. We don't have any family unity. It's gone. There's no family unity. I allow my children to express themselves in a respectful manner. I don't want them to hold their mouths and hold their thought. If they're feeling bad about something, I want to know what's going on. As a father, if you have daughters, you must always want to know what they're thinking. You want to be there for them. You want to be that shoulder. As a guy, you are the first man that they fall in love with. So you know when they get older, when they go out there, what they're going to look for is somebody that has the same morals as their fucking father, you dumbasses. Same things as the sons. If you around your sons, that they're going to look at you and they're going to watch how you are with women because they want to know how they should be around women. What are you doing? Same thing with the woman. When you are around your sons, they are looking at you. The first woman they fall in love with is you because they look at you as that everything. So when they step out there and they want to find a woman of their own, they're going to look for the same qualities as what? They moms. They don't want they moms, but they want somebody who's respectful, who's clean, who cooks, who's kind, who loves, just like their mother does. Fathers, protection, guidance, care. You know what I'm saying? Dropping the knowledge on them, the intellectualness. Come on, man. You are sitting up there sabotaging the very same thing that you said you was going to protect and hold dearly. But instead, what did you do? What the fuck is going on? You have an issue. You must have mommy and daddy issues. Both of y'all. If you're a parent, let me tell you something. If you purposely became a parent, guess what? Too bad. You need to suck it up, put all that immature shit out the window because you got work to do and it's that child. It will never be about you again. Sorry, I had to tell you. I'm sitting there throwing parties and everything. You want it to be about you more than the damn child. You forcing it to be more about you and the damn child. I'm sorry, it never will. And if you have real friends out there, please do not make them feel like they're more important than their children. You let them feel that shit. Brothers out there, men out there, if you're doing this fucking shit, you taking your damn exes to damn court and shit, and you're doing all that other shit, if you got real friends out there, please let them slap you. And you need to stop that. You don't need to take no woman to court. Stop that shit. Move them out. If there's no abuse to the children and the children are well taken care of, you do not need to take any woman to court. Stop that. Cancel that shit now. End it now. You are being the abuser. You are being the aggressor. You are being the one causing separation. You are destroying the family. Because let me tell you this, I don't know if you know it or not. Whether they're your exes, okay, or your baby moms, it doesn't matter what they are. If they're baby mom or your exes, guess what? You're still family to the day you die because you had those children together. So it doesn't matter. You can live over there, way over there, over there. At the end of the day, y'all will still be family until the very end. So how you feel now? How you feel now? Did I work those kinks out for you? You want to choose to ignore it. But it is what it is, and it's the truth, and it's the fact, and that's what happens. Sheesh, boy, man. I had to get that out because, I'm just sitting there, and I'll be sitting there in Georgetown every day. And then you hear the children on the phone talking about, my dad has to send me money, and this and that and the third and things. Like, they're in their 20s still needing their parents' assistance. They have jobs. But they still ask for their parents' assistance. So they haven't fully matured yet. There's nothing wrong with that. And we have to get out of this idea that it's wrong to ask your parents for help, especially when you know your family has the means to do it. If your family has the means to do it, hell yeah, let the children let the parents do for their child. Don't make them feel away like they're privileged or whatever. Shit. Look, we're all striving to do the same thing for our kids. I want to make sure I have enough so when they want to be able to do, hey dad, you got to, yeah, hold on, go ahead, hold that. Ping, 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 hold that. It's nothing. They gonna say the same thing about my kids? I don't care. Oh yeah, you could just ask your parents for money. You goddamn right. They should be able to ask me, and I should be able to help them. I'm not gonna demonize them. At the same time, if you're at a certain age, you need to go out there and see what the world is like. But if you are strapped and I know you need it, I'm not gonna tell you no. I am going to help you. That is my job as your father. That is my job as the parent. We are always there for you no matter what, no matter how old we are. We will always be there for our children. For you not to do that means you didn't want to be a parent. If you did, oh, let me get to this. Stop leaving your damn kids with every fucking anybody. You had the children, stop dropping your child off. You need to watch your children. I'm tired of these damn dudes and women like you have kids and then you don't want to watch them because you want to be in the street hoeing. Yes, I said it, men and women. You want to be out there hoeing. So, can you watch my child instead? Huh? I'm not going to let the kids stay out there. Nobody's going to let the kids stay out there. But what are you going to do? You're not taking care of the kids at all? And then when you do, you don't send clothes. You don't send extra, you don't send nothing for the kids. You're just leaving them with anybody. How many times do I have to say you don't care about these kids? But you're having them. You're having them and you're leaving them in this fucked up goddamn world we in, especially right now, man. Right now where everybody want to be segregated. Everybody wants to be segregated now and separate. And then this fucking Mr. Mr. AF over there, he don't know whether to make up his fucking mind and come together, be stay separate, and then put your mask on, and then because he's a bitch. And then you just sat like, what are you doing? These kids are more important than us. Get over it. All you old fucks in the government, understand the youth taking over. That's it. That's all. There's nothing you can do about it. The young are supposed to replace us. We are supposed to be an example for them and let them know, yo, we set this shit up right for you. We did this the right way. So now when I die, you can go ahead and pass it on. And I know it's in good hands because I showed you the right way. No, not these fucks. You know what they doing? No, they keep hiring old people. Old people with old ass conservative values. And they hate the young. Now the young has to get the shots. And on the news, I heard in LA, the young people 12 and up must show that you either been vaccinated and such, or you can't get into. Why are you bullying the kids, man? I just said, you see, they don't care about you're bullying the kids. So now you're gonna treat the kids fucked up now. Huh. Parents, ask yourself this. You gonna allow somebody to treat your child like that? You already treated your child like that when you took them in to get that shit. So now when someone else treats your child like that, can you really intervene and say anything? You can, but it would be dumb. Shit, man. Yo. When you are in the state of denial, there are things that will arise among you. When I say among you, I'm talking about deep inside. You know, anytime you get a funny feeling, you feel it here first. Yes, everybody does. Don't be a dumbass. Come on, guys. Science. You feel it right here first. You feel it in the upper abdomen first and in the middle abdomen. You never feel it down here, but you feel it here. That vibe right there, that moment, that mood, that feeling that you feel right here, that right there is the beginning of your disease, of your sickness. All sickness begins and starts here. do not do not let me bring the books out. Now, when you're dealing with fear and denial, it causes this to move. It causes this anxious feeling. But there's two different kinds of anxious. You have a positive anxiousness. If you're going for a job, you're about to perform, you're anxious, and you know something good about to happen, you're anxious. But then the negative anxiousness, when you start feeling oh man, something about to come in. When you start feeling that way, your body's already being fucked up. That anxious feeling now, it starts making you feel away. Now your stomach really you start feeling like sharp pains now and shit, because now the mood is really kicking in. Now the mood is really kicking in. You understand what I'm saying? Now it starts to spread in the other parts of the body. It might affect the shoulder. It might affect the elbow. It might affect the occiput. Now the occiput, the back of your head, that's where all of your headaches, guys, when you get a headache here, it's because of your occiput. When you rub behind here, behind your head, that little soft bone behind your head, you rub that with your thumb. You rub that for several minutes, your headache will go away. That's where most of your headaches is coming from, over there, the occiput. Okay? Then it might go to the shoulder. Then it might go to the knee. Something might happen but it all started from here. So what do you do at that point? Should you lose fear? Should you not be scared of anything at all? The answer is yes. Fear is mental. There is nothing to be scared about. Let me tell you why. You have to live, you have to die. That's it. That's just it. You've seen death, you've seen life. And if you said you haven't seen death, you're lying. You've seen many people die. You've seen car crash. You've seen this, that, and you've seen death. You've seen death. Some of you may saw it in front of your face, your very own eyes. And some of you, when you saw it in front of your own eyes, you didn't even have a reaction to it. And by you not having a reaction to it means that you had no fear. Some of you who had a reaction to it, it wasn't even a fear reaction. It was like, what the fuck just happened in front of you reaction. See? Fear is mental. I have to put it into your mind for it to be real. Do you get what I'm saying? You can make things manifest on your own just by constantly fearing it. You want to be scared of a ghost? You gonna see a ghost. You done call that bitch so many times by your fear. So you will now run into that ghost. Whatever you think it will manifest. That's why, as parents, as adults, we must lose this immaturity. We must lose this spitefulness and bitterness. Now I'm dealing with those three words. Because when you have those three in there, when you combine those two together, it's fear. I mean, those three. When you combine those three together, it becomes fear. Immaturity, bitterness, spitefulness. It becomes fear. Fear of what? You're fearful because you think that those kids are going to choose one parent over the other, knowing that they never could do that because both people are parents. That is a fear. Another fear, you fear that you will lose control over the parent that you're causing the most hurt over. That is a fear. Then you also might have a fear because you have your own trauma from your own issues with your parents that you till this day at the age of 40 or 50 that you still won't address to your family. So you created a fear. And what fear does? Fear begets fear. So if I am fearful, then I'm going to cause someone else to have fear. Yes, yes. I don't need you to agree. I'm telling you it is. So now you cause this fear inside of yourself. It turned into a sickness. Now some part of your body is fucked up. Which one? Let's start simple. Let's start with headaches. You're constantly getting headaches now because you have this fear of losing control, fear of keeping control of whoever you want under your control. Now it starts to play in your head. Now you're going all over the place. Now your will has been lost. And now once that happens, you become reckless. In that recklessness, your parenting becomes fucked up. Where is the child in this situation? Watching your dumbass do all of these antics inside of the home. Slamming doors, getting attitudes for no reason. Like you getting an attitude with someone that didn't cause you any trauma, any pain. And you just walked in the house. Yeah, everybody knows what's going on at that point. Here's the thing. If you know, here's the thing. As a parent, you must understand that there is parenting and then there's relationship. Relationship has nothing to do with parenting. So if your relationship is on the rocks or you feel as though your relationship should end, then what you do now is you must make the parenting stronger. That's how you heal. That's how you bond. That's how you stop being enemies with each other. You focus on the parenting. You don't need to bring up what she did in the past and what he did in the past. It already happened and it caused our separation. Whether it was cheating, whether it was you both got tired, whether it was financial, whether you just couldn't take it, it doesn't need to be brought up again. You know why? Because now it is no longer about us or what we went through. It's about the parenting of these children. So if I instill lost will inside of them, then I am destroying not only their mind, but I'm destroying their spirit. If you destroy a child's spirit, do you know what happens when you destroy a child's spirit? Oh my God, violence and anger. That's what happens. I am telling you the pattern. The loss of discipline, the loss of attention from these children, which they want. They like discipline and they love attention. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. This is my moment to show my family and the world that this is who I am. This is what I can do. Is anybody going to support me? Is anybody going to like this? They need our support. When you make it about yourself, you strip that, okay? And you put them in a very dangerous predicament. You put them in a pick them or pick me situation. You either choose her or choose me. You can't choose both. You're not an adult. You are the immature one. You are the child. You are the one who still needs to grow and still develop appropriately. Yo, this was deep. I've been sitting on this for a minute, and I know we did the hip hop, and then we did the hip hop 2, and then I did that other one the other day. But this right here, I've been sitting, and this has been boiling on my mind because this has to stop taking a damn woman to court because your ass want to be a bitch. This idea of a man, what the heck is that, yo? Dudes be killing me, man. Dudes be killing me, man. It is your responsibility to take care of the family. It's your responsibility. You made that responsibility when both of y'all had the child. Too bad, so sad. Too bad, so sad. In my mind, if men and women are living together, if we are husband and wife, this is my mind. What's hers is hers. What's mine's is hers. Do you understand? What's mine's is hers and the family's. But what's hers is hers. Because at the end of the day, she make the rule of the house and we enforce it. We are the enforcers. That's why you always hear say, what your mother say? Did your mother say do this? Did your mother say do that? How many times your mother told you to do it? You know, I sat here hearing your mother say this very same thing, and I am hearing her say it again. If I hear your mother say this one more time, that's what we do. We are the second in command. There's the commander in chief, and we are the 5-star general. That's what we are. They are the commander in chief. 5-star general. Okay? We can advise, but at the end of the day, whatever they say, that's what the fuck is mainly going down. And you felt like it was a competition. And that's another thing too. Men and women having this competition. Y'all live together. Y'all don't need to be in competition. You know, I did this and I did. Good, great. You both do stuff. All right, cut it out. It's not about you. It's not about you. You could have so many people over your house for a gathering at the night or a glass of wine or whatever, all you want. At the end of the day, I don't care. Even doing that, it ain't about you. All you did was take a break from the kids. Notice everything revolves around and in the kid. Look. We just needed a break from what? From the kids. You see? You see how they got us by the ball? Yes. That's what we needed a break from the kids. And when you're finished getting a break from the kids, where are you going? Back home to the kids. Good. You're getting up to go to work. Why are you going to work? Because you have to make money for the kids. That's it. Everything you do is about the kids. The moment you step out the door, you're only doing it for the family. So get your shit straight. Because I'm going to tell you, what you don't want your family to be an enemy of you. That is the worst thing ever. You could never come back from that, man. Shit, there's some mothers and fathers now that can't come back from that. Don't go down that path. That is a very painful path, I could imagine. It's a very painful path. It's a lonely path. And those children will leave you lonely. Man, I didn't even have to go into the book. I already had it. I didn't have to go into the book. Dude. Man, that was good. So listen. So I'm gonna come back. I like this light, yo. Y'all like this light? This light is better. It got the thing on the, you know what I'm saying? It got the little thing and the stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know the name. It got the thing and the stuff. So it's doing me right now. The light doing me right. I might need to drink some Sprite. All right. But it's doing good. So I think what we could do is I think Wednesday probably have a discussion. Yes, King. Yes, King. Good. Yes, King. Good. Big. Yo, guys, y'all gotta follow Jaw Logic because Jaw Logic has a lot of stuff too, man. Y'all gotta go ahead and check him out, like and subscribe to him too, man. Come on, y'all gotta, guys. I spoke about this earlier. We have to allow each other to grow. We have to let everybody grow. Everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't only have to come to me. You can go to him. You can go to other brothers. Like, come on, like spread it out, man. Spread it out. But today I really want y'all to think about what I said, man. And if you have children, you need to sit there and ask yourself, do you want them to follow behind your footsteps? Do you want your grandchildren to live through that shit? Come on, man. We got to stop that shit. It's a nib it in the butt. Wednesday. I'll do one Wednesday. Wednesday. Wednesday we'll do one. I think I want to dive into this a little bit more. But instead of the parenting side, I want to deal with the children's side. Because there's a lot of aspects with the children. When the parents are like this, then the children, and I'll go into the behaviors and I'll go into some of the things and the stuff that they be getting into and stuff like that as a result of us. So dudes and dudettes, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, men and women, peace, love and light.